Hey guys, let me ask you a simple question. What's the best car, the most collectible car that BMW makes today? The answer is right there! Yep, it's the new BMW M2 CS. Yep, it's a $25,000 addition on top of the M2 competition. And you may be asking yourself, why is this car so good? Well, it's got the classic BMW ingredients. It's got an incredible chassis, a super powerful straight six, and all that's wrapped in a super sexy skin that makes this one of my favorite BMWs. Of course, it's a little expensive, isn't it, Paul?
I mean, we even have $8,500 optional carbon ceramic brakes on this car. I agree with Roman, it is collectible. I mean, 2,200 worldwide. We're maybe going to see 400 here in the United States. It's a pretty cool car, but from my perspective, we're on a track and I want to see how it performs. It's not something hopefully that you're just going to tuck away as a collectible car in your living room somewhere, though it would look pretty nice, I think. It's got to go, right? It's a BMW, it's an M car, it's a CS version of an M car. And that means it's got to have those Nürburgring bones in it where this thing can just rip around a track. So what would it do? I don't know. We're going to have to find out, but I would like to see it land somewhere in the top 5 of anything we've ever put around this track.
Paul, you're right. At just over $96,000, it ain't cheap, but I bet you if you can get your hands on one of these, the next day you can turn it around and sell it for $25,000 over that. That's how good this car is. But what makes it so good? Well, Paul, why don't you tell them?
So under the hood, of course, we've got BMW's venerable turbocharged now inline 6, and the CS has 444 horsepower and 406 pound-feet of torque. So that's 39 more horsepower than the M2 competition. The torque is the same. We got all sorts of cool little carbon fiber goodies. I mean, the dry weave carbon fiber hood that's under this thing is incredible. The chassis brace that goes from strut top to strut top, but also, of course, interconnects with the radiator support. So it has all the little bits and pieces, to Roman's point of it being a collectible car, and it has like this dry carbon on it, which is something that I would typically see on a racing car. So pretty cool under the hood of this vehicle, and hopefully it's going to propel it around this track at a pretty impressive pace. So as you'd imagine with this special edition, it's pretty special when it comes to wheels, tires, and even suspension. And this, by the way, has the 7-speed DSG gearbox in it, which is an option in the car. We also, when we're looking at the tires, it comes with the Cup 2 Michelin Pilot. So this is a track-worthy, street-legal tire. And someone looks like they've been having fun on the track in this car. But 245, 35, 19 on the front, and in the rear it's also a 19, also a 35 series, but it goes to a 265 section width, so it's staggered. A lot of times with cars like this, you definitely get the staggered front and rear tires, but on the higher performance versions, they actually make the stagger less. The stagger's really for looks, because this is a car with 50-50 weight distribution, and you don't really want to have a much larger rear tire than the front tire. So 245 in the front, 265 in the rear is actually the right idea for going fast, and the Cup 2s are a big part of that. And then when you look at the brakes, $8,500 option to have these massive pie plate carbon ceramics that really take up the entire rim, and then these huge 6-piston calipers there to clamp on those brakes. So we've got the optional brakes on this car, and that's going to make a big difference for repeated laps around the racetrack. And remember, carbon ceramics also are about unsprung weight, so they're much lighter than steel brakes are, and so you're saving a lot of weight, and that adds up actually into rotational inertia, and that makes a big difference in the performance of the car. So actually the brakes, being carbon ceramic, help the car accelerate and corner as well.
All right, Paul, I get it. $96,000 is a lot of money, but here, follow me on this. Here's why I think it's the best car, and actually the best bargain that BMW builds, right? A base Porsche 911 is $99,000. No carbon fiber, no electric seats even, right? They're just manual. And yet here you have a car with ceramic brakes, carbon fiber hood, roof, spoiler, right? These really cool wheels and tires. I think this is just the bargain of the century. And I know, coming from like us, our age, right? It seems like a lot of money, but I think it's still a bargain.
I think we've been talking about cars we can't afford for many years now. It's like our lot in life. And yes, to me it's like staggering that this thing costs the money it does, but to put it in that context, it makes sense. Relatively, it is a bargain.
Yeah, and then best of all, no beaver teeth in the front.
That's absolutely the best part of all. They haven't got to this one yet. It's still pristine and looks nice.
All right, let's take it around the track. Well, you take it around the track and see just how fast and quick it is.
This is going to be good. Balance is fantastic, but the rear end a little wayward. Can't put any power down. Was it?
Yeah, it was 106.
God, I was being super careful, but not sliding it. But yeah, it's just got no rear grip.
Yeah, so I think what we need to do is get a hold of BMW, get some better tires or some fresher tires,
Yeah.
and then I would say to be continued.
To be continued.
To be continued, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not fair to the car, and it's not fair to the audience if we've got a car. Well, you can show it, Ian. I mean, those tires coming in here were almost, well, they were at the wear marks, if not below.
Beyond, yeah.
I'm going to blame our friends at Motor Trend. I think they,
Somebody had fun at our expense today. All right, so welcome to part 2. So now we've got some fresh Cup 2s on the car, and we're gonna see how fast this thing can actually go. Now, as far as the wheel, tire, and brake combo on the M2CS, I mean, this is top league stuff. We've got, you know, beautiful forged gold wheels. That's always worth some lap time, just having the right color. Beautiful gold, huge 6-piston calipers, clamping on those optional carbon ceramic brakes. And then the thing that really makes something go around the track, the tires. We've got the Michelin Cup 2s on here. And again, these are in very nice condition, so they should be very capable of setting a lap time, unlike the last time we had this car out on the track. It's a 245 35-19 in the front, and it's a 265 35-19 in the rear.
Hey guys, we're at IMI Motorsports. If you want to come and test out your car on the track, feel free to click on the link below or bring your bike out here and have fun on 2 wheels.
All right, 2020 M2CS on fresher Michelin tires. All right, M2 competition. Let's see what you got, baby. Over the hill.
News, you were better.
There we go.
So yeah, dialing in that launch issue.
There we
That's
go.
what you managed, and that is a time that actually bespeaks what sort of car this is. 101.88.
Yeah, that's a proper lap time for something like this, and I think it puts it pretty far up on the leaderboard as well.
Pretty near
anything
the
in the
top.
101s
Yeah.
is yeah.
So Paul, would you say the BMW M2 CS is hot or a complete dud?
Those are my 2 choices. It's definitely it's one of the better cars that's on the market today. Great balance, great everything, really fun to drive, and very tactile for a modern car, so you can really feel what it's doing. So lovely to drive, especially when we put it on some good new tires.
Awesome. That made all the difference.
Made all the difference.
There you go.